There are some things I need to get out right off the bat. One, as you know, I voted for the man twice. The first time, very much held my nose to vote for him. I thought he was a disaster. I thought he was going to be a disaster. This is before he became president. But, I mean, who wants Hillary Clinton? So I voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump promptly gets into office, and he was outstanding. Donald Trump floored me, absolutely shocked me with how good he did as president of the United States. Maybe I shouldn't have been shocked. That's obviously on me. Deregulated the economy. His foreign policy was absurdly good. He's one of the great foreign policy presidents in the history of the United States of America. And so, leading up to the second election, there was no more holding my nose. I cast as an enthusiastic vote for Donald Trump as I ever have for anybody in my life at time. And frankly, more enthusiastic. Thrilled to vote for him, was totally bummed, and am still bummed that he lost. Wish he was still there for a second term. So I don't want to act like I'm some longtime Trump hater. But as you well know, I don't pull punches for anyone on the show. I have two humongous problems with Donald Trump. One, the spending. He signed every single gigantic, swampy spending bill that crossed his desk without a second thought, all the while threatening he wouldn't sign the next one and then promptly sign the next one. But I realize nobody cares about spending but me, but it was just an issue I had. That's one. And two, and this is the big one. And this is going to apply to tonight when we talk about a few things, when we talk about whether I think Trump should run again, whether you think Trump should run again. The big issue that is undeniable, Donald Trump's personnel decisions were, bad is not, that doesn't go near far enough. Embarrassing? Disastrous? You hire Omarosa to be with you in the White House. There's just no excuse for that. Remember Anthony Scaramucci was press secretary for like 5.5 seconds? It's the Donald Trump, the people he surrounded himself with were just dreadful. Let us self-assess. Self-assessment issue number one, well, here's Donald Trump blasting Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, who I actually got along with, he's a nice guy. He's a great promoter, you know. Not a great doctor, but he's a hell of a promoter. He likes television more than any politician in this room, and they like television. But he's been wrong on almost every issue, and he was wrong on Wuhan and the lab also, very wrong. But generally speaking, I went the opposite way of Dr. Fauci, what he was saying. For instance, Fauci said, do not close our borders to China or Europe, but I did it anyway. Fauci said powerfully at the beginning, no masks. You remember that? No, masks don't work, masks don't work. And then he went into masks, and then he became a radical masker.
Okay. Setting aside the charisma and the fact that watching him speak makes me miss him. I get that. You're probably going through it too. Setting aside all that, and we enjoy Donald Trump, and he makes us laugh. Dr. Fauci worked for Donald Trump. Dr. Fauci was in front of the camera, as Donald Trump just pointed out, a lot. He was in front of the camera a lot because Donald Trump put him in front of the camera a lot. I want you to understand this. You don't know Dr. Fauci's name without Donald Trump. You realize that, right? He's another nameless, faceless government bureaucrat you've never heard of before. Donald Trump chose to feature Dr. Fauci. Donald Trump chose to, in the beginning, lean on Dr. Fauci for all the coronavirus guidance. Remember the ridiculous, absurd 2 weeks to slow the spread? Just shut down the country. We'll just hit pause on the economy. I'm sure it's like a movie where we can just hit unpause and it starts working again. That happened under Donald Trump. Now, again, I'm not crushing the man. I'm not. I'm really not. But I'm talking about going forward. Going forward, I need more than bashing Dr. Fauci. Oh, that's the sexy thing now. You remember there was me and about one other person in the beginning said, don't lock down an economy. Are you out of your mind? And why are we listening to this guy? There was like one or two of us in the country that said that. And Donald Trump wasn't one of the other ones. But now, this is what happens. Now it's easy, right? Now it's, oh, they don't like Fauci anymore. After I licked my finger and stuck it in the wind, ooh, they don't like it. Now everybody's on the bash Fauci bandwagon, right? Lockdowns, that's ridiculous. I remember when you were president and you were all about them. I know that's harsh, but it's true. And the truth is, the reason I'm being harsh is because we need Donald Trump's mentality in the White House. We need his mentality on a lot of things, probably no things more important than China.
But Fauci has perhaps never been more wrong than when he denied the virus and where it came from. The time has come for America and the world to demand reparations and accountability from the Communist Party of China. We should all declare within one unified voice that China must pay. They must pay.
Okay, that's good. We need that kind of mentality back in the White House, calling out China, going after them by name. That's why I'm being harder tonight than I normally am on the former president, because we need him there, and we can't have these mistakes. We can't have them. We can't have the ultimate Republican problem. You know what that problem is? And this applies to Donald Trump as well as pretty much all of them. Getting to the right stance on an issue the exact second it becomes too late to do anything about it. You remember the whole George Floyd stuff? Well, I'll tell you what, I want you to watch Donald Trump here, and then we're going to have another frank talk.
Our country is being destroyed before our very own eyes. Crime is exploding. Police departments are being ripped apart and defunded. Can you believe that? Is that good politics, defund our police? Number one, it's bad for our country, but think of it, defund our police. You know, I've long said, they're vicious, they're violent, they, in many cases, hate our country, and they have bad policy.
And he's right there. I mean, look, this past weekend, they're still burning down cities like Minneapolis. He's right there, right? Again, we need that. He's right. Good. I also remember this. I remember in the wake of George Floyd's death, I remember Donald Trump speaking a lot, endlessly, about Antifa. Do you remember major corporations running ads promoting Antifa? Do you remember the entire system promoting Antifa by name? Still seeing Antifa t-shirts out there? No, you do not. Why? Because they were all busy promoting Black Lives Matter. All of them. You can still see it to this day. I remember Sony put out a Black Lives Matter PlayStation, Black Lives Matter t-shirts, and Black Lives Matter billboards, and Black Lives Matter this, and Black Lives Matter that, and Black Lives Matter hashtags. My own idiot pastor at the time's up there, Black Lives Matter, all this idiotic stuff. Black Lives Matter is the homegrown domestic terrorist group that's been looting, burning, and murdering people in this country for over a year. And in the wake of George Floyd's death, when Black Lives Matter was torching this country, Donald Trump wouldn't say them by name. Oh, I realize he does now. Like I said, now that it's too late. But when the time was to discredit Black Lives Matter, the personnel around Donald Trump said, you can't criticize Black Lives Matter. We're trying to get the black vote. What if we don't get the black vote? What if you make black people mad? You have to be Mr. Black people. So shh, don't worry about that domestic terrorist group. It's all about the black vote. Calm down. We'll just talk about Antifa. Okay, well, ignoring that problem, that's why cities are still burning. Because, again, in the beginning, when it was hard and nobody else wanted to take that stance, I was standing here screaming at you, Black Lives Matter is a bunch of vile, murderous scum. Our politicians didn't say that then. And this is not a Trump bashing session. We need his ideas back in there, specifically his ideas on things like critical race theory.
The Biden administration has also issued regulations to indoctrinate America's school children with poisonous and divisive left-wing doctrines, such as critical race theory, and exact opposite of the American belief that we all are created equal in the holy image of God. We have a group of people, I don't know where they come from, but it's terrible. Republicans at every level should move immediately to ban critical race theory in our schools. And we should ban it in workplaces, we should ban it in our states, and we should ban it in the federal government, and it should be done immediately.
"100% right. We need that mentality back there from whoever. We're never going to get that mentality back there if we're a day late and $1 short on every issue, and if our personnel decisions involve us hiring morons." Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.